Hello and welcome back. This is Loki, named after the Norse god of mischief, Loki himself. Ironic that. This frame is actually what a lot of people would consider to be in the god frame tier. Nothing is impossible with Loki. You can do whatever you want. And I suppose in a way you could say that is true. My biggest upset with him is possibly that he is so overused, and I know that's like a weird complaint, but everyone uses Loki. Everyone loves the Loki. He can do anything really. He's a support. He's a DPS. He's quite defensive. He's offensive. He can nuke random things. He can confuse the enemy. He's a utility frame. He really can fit the bill for absolutely anything with the correct modding and if you know kind of what you're doing. A lot of people, like I do, literally just go max duration, press 2, you're now invisible, lasts about 34 seconds. If you add something like rush to him, he is very fast and nimble. He can move around quite freely. His second ability, obviously his invisibility is like the main thing, but switch teleport is absolutely amazing for one, getting allies out of trouble. You can switch teleport while they're down, you can switch teleport them to get them out of prickly situations, as well as I've seen it once. I was clipped through a wall and I was switch teleported by a Loki out of the wall and carried on with the mission. I was about to type /unstuck and he beat me to it. So they are Loki, the anti-bug bug. Why not? And remember, just because you are invisible does not make you some sort of god. Nullifiers affect you, stray bullets will affect you, as well as Arson Eximus. Especially their AoE blast. If you manage to come out of your second ability, your invisibility, while in the presence of a Frost Eximus, that could possibly kill you because the animation to get you back to being invisible is slowed down. Shock Eximuses will nuke you, particularly at high levels. You don't have a lot of shield. My 645 shield and health is coming from using Vigor, Vitality and Redirection. You tend to find the more times you spend in melee or too close to enemies, the more times you're going to die, because there are quite a few times when an enemy will just turn around, particularly at high levels, and just swing wildly in a random direction. And if you are doing melee at this point, you tend to get one shot. I don't care for range because I don't think radial disarm is a good ability. I've done a previous video that explains that if you wish to watch that. However, I am aware it does have a use, but I personally don't think it is good enough. I think there needs to be a rework on that, so I don't use it. That's just my opinion. I'm probably the only person you will come across with that opinion, but hey, what can I say? I'm different. Anyway, Loki really is a good frame, and I would recommend him to absolutely anybody. Be warned, the primed version is vaulted, but to be perfectly honest, there is not too much difference between the normal and the prime. So just get a squad together with your friends or get some of your clanmates and go farm the normal. All you got to do is beat up the hyena pack. Tip for that is Cyanoid Similar. If you can, just spam that a few times and you got dead hyenas, which is always fun. Mirage is pretty good at wiping them out as well. So why not? Anyway, the build I am using is Corrosive Projection, Rush, Redirection, Prime Flow, Constitution, Narrow-Minded, Prime Continuity, Vigor, Streamline and Firewalker, just to make him even frigging quicker. The second build is pretty much the exact same, but you will notice that I use Intruder instead of Firewalker, or I can use Redirection. This is basically just a mess around thing. It's pretty much the exact same. I typically go with what the first build is, minus Firewalker, and just add Intruder for sorties, spies, rescues, etc, etc. I'm colourblind. I have trouble seeing the friggin' hack panels. Intruder gives you those extra few seconds just so I can actually figure it out, which I find helpful. But anyway, that's me. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.